Podcast for the common folk.
Podcast, common folk. Coming at you. Today was Monday, and I had this whole thing lined up, and this is hopefully very entertaining for you guys, about food, like weird, like, orders on the food chain, I guess. And by the way, I mean that is, do you know that orcas are actually a natural hunter of mooses? And apparently mooses like to go diving for, deep river, maybe Great Lake, vegetation. And there seems to be other animals that live and thrive in the underwater domain because they have fins and shit. And, apparently natural predator to mooses. And also are wolves, but wolves are a national predator to most people. But that got me thinking, because I was hungry, and so I went to go get a snack. And then if you think about it, I mean, we all eat, and we all are relying on the fast food chains that are powering us through, the real essential workers today. I'll tell you what. So what do we got going on? We have Doritos Crunchy Crust Pizza. And I know that that's not even context. You're just like, you were talking about orcas killing mooses, and now you're talking about Dorito Crunchy Crust Pizza. Well, I got in on eat this, not that, and I had to figure out, well, what could I do? Well, let's see about, like, what the hell do people want? Well, it's quarantine. You guys are bored, okay? You listen to my ramblings as I sit here and figure out what the hell people order from fast food and what's actually available. And this is why aliens don't visit and why God created us in the first place. If you think for 1 second that there's some kind of bigger answer to life besides God wanted to see what kind of shit we came up with, then you're dead wrong. No, like, what if you don't believe in God? Well, dude, man, I don't know who else would put us here, okay? I mean, of all the shit that happens in chances, I mean, even the smart cops that are always right in Law and Order say they don't believe in coincidences. So there's a little more than that to go on. And you know what? Maybe there isn't. But I'd like to believe that if we had a purpose, it was because we needed to create Doritos Crunchy Crisp Pizza. Which I think sounds amazing, by the way. There's pepperoni pictured here, but I feel like a good cheese is what you want with Doritos. You get nacho cheese Doritos with cheese pizza. And head on back to the Outback, because that's where it's at. No, it's not at Outback at all. It's in the literal Outback, but not like the Outback, like the other Outback. Pizza Hut, Australia is where you can get this stuff. Oh, right. Oh, my God. It used to be throughout America. We have pies, and we're packed with meat and other kind of shit in our crust, and then now we put in Doritos, and then we decided, meh. And then Australia was like, hey, bitch, chips. And then they put chips in there. And I tell you what, this baby is made with mozzarella cheese layered with Doritos sprinkled with cheddar cheese. Wow, that sounds good. I'm not going to lie. Burr Pizza Marketplace is seriously loud, but seriously delivered. Okay, I understand that when food critics describe a food as loud, it is very vibrant in its flavor, spices, texture pack. I get it. I do. I do. I don't like using the word loud. If we could make that a thing. Or not a thing. Make that not a thing. Because here's the thing. Loud's just a weird way to fucking describe pizza. Loud's just a weird way to describe pizza. Just, hey man, this shit's loud. Really? What noise does it make? It don't make no noise. Well, then how the hell is it loud? Okay? You want to know why everything's so confusing lately? It's because we use loud to describe terms of pizza. Now, I get it, okay? Because there's this one time where I had this burrito that I had no idea what all I put in it. I mean, it's not like I put in anything I don't like, it was on my house. But, it's like, maybe if you drunk make a burrito at 2 a.m. and then you forget to eat it, then you go and eat it in the morning. You're not going to really know what sounded good to you drunk versus what didn't, sober. Right? Okay. So what sounds good to you, drunk? Well, let's figure it out. Dorito crust pizza. But if you were to take a bite of your burrito to figure out what sounds good to you, drunk, you'd be like, damn, it's loud. I could get that, because it could be anywhere from, like, bell peppers and peanut butter to grapes and raspberries. It could be wild, dude. You don't fucking know. But not as wild as this next one. Buffalo Latte. Where can you get it? Tim Hortons. if you know anything about Tim Hortons, you will know that this is probably exactly what you would expect. I don't like the fact that people hate on Tim Hortons. There we go. See, I could finish that correctly now. I mind people that hate Tim Hortons. See, I could finish this good even if I can't start it right. I like Tim Hortons quite a bit. Tim Hortons is a very unique type of restaurant. It's very East Coast vibe-ish, you know? And for people that travel, I like to travel. You really get a sense of like the different theme restaurants. Like for we would more of a Village Inn in the mountain range area. You go up. It's kind of like a country-esque. Man, I don't even know how to explain it. It's kind of like a more brand name Cracker Barrel. Maybe just, maybe a little bit more of a markety, type of feel. More, big picture company. Although Cracker Barrel's, well known, probably more widespread. But also, Cracker Barrel still keeps that, that good country store feeling. Whereas Tim Hortons does go a little bit of that. If Cracker Barrel started in Manhattan, I feel like Tim Hortons could be exactly what it is. I don't know why. I just get that kind of vibe. And if you don't know what vibe is, read a dictionary or find Google, because vibe is going to be a very essential word as of now. And why? Just because abbreviations, paraphrasing. Vibe is a single word paraphrase that fucking works. Okay? So learn it. Vibe. We vibing. Maybe that'll be an episode. We'll go through and I'll translate the vibes for you. Anyway, so where do you... Buffalo, okay, New York, maybe go up there. It's a Canadian fast food chain. It's now owned by Burger King. That's a cool... I like that little tweet. Hey, it's a Canadian thing, but now it's owned by Burger King. And not the fact that it was a Canadian bought by something, but just it was another chain that, just that, owned by Burger King. It's good to see that Burger King, buys stuff. I feel like, if your name is Burger King, I feel like expanding your kingdom, so owning other chains. I like that. That adds to the medieval ambiance as I try to get over the Game of Thrones finale. Thank you. I did get over it. I liked it, and I won't stop talking about it because I keep rewatching a couple episodes. I'm very big into the battle scenes lately. Anyway, so it's pretty good. We got some new stuff coming at you via Game of Thrones stuff. They had a new app on there, and I got the iOS phone, so that we'll be doing. All right. Ooh, latte is topped with zesty buffalo seasoning. Okay, so it's freshly brewed. Yeah, it has a bold buffalo sauce flavor. It's topped with the dusting of a zesty buffalo seasoning. So I'm not sure if it's got the sauce in it and the seasoning, or if it's just the seasoning. Buffalo's a strong seasoning, though, so I would imagine it's not loud. It's a strong seasoning. I would imagine that buffalo. I imagine that the seasoning on the top would cover that. But if someone wants to just stick a straw in, well, we'll see. I'm not probably going to try it, because if I'm in a Buffalo, when you think Buffalo and eat Buffalo, there's a mood for it. And so that's what I'm doing about. But for right now, we're all good. Dried pork and seaweed donuts. Now, I see China letters. And I say that, and it's because it's from China. Ah! Sorry, I was totally guessing because it was just the more, I would say Oriental, just because that's the whole area. Japan, Korea, China, Vietnam, Myanmar, Burma, whatever you want to call it, Thailand, Malaysia. They all have that very sense of style of that. It's the sense of writing from that culture. What are you going to do? Just like when our pyramids are found and they're talking about our hieroglyphs. Okay, we call them emojis. Okay, it's fine. It's good to go. Spicy beef floss at pork. I like donuts, but these donuts don't look good. And you can get it at Dunkin' Donuts, China. Now, I usually have good words. I usually have good terms with Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, I like Dunkin' Donuts quite a bit. But, yeah, I show love to them, okay? All right, loyal. All right, loyalty's where it's at. But don't fucking offer me seaweed donuts. Sorry for or dried pork and seaweed. You know, I'm sorry. I don't mean to drop, too many cuss words. But you don't put seaweed on donuts. Dried pork, maybe, okay? But if it didn't look like seaweed. Because part of that looks like it could be just like, when you get a brisket sandwich with got some of the dried pork on it, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like onion strings, but it's just dried pork, and it tastes pretty good and kind of crunchy, right? And normally I'd like that, and I'd get into that. But this kind of just looks like an offshoot of this, which looks like, how like when somebody zooms in on like a organism or something in your body, it kind of has that fleshy look. Would fleshy look make it? Yeah. It's kind of got that look. It's like, you'd zoom in on a microscope on your body, on anything. They all look the same. It's weird. It's got hairs. It looks like the Tasmanian devil. It looks like a picture of the Tasmanian devil spinning, but not like looking at like a tornado, but like it looks retarded. Interesting enough, the flavors in donuts for years have been really weird here. Let's see, where's this quote I just read that I wanted to tell you? Dunkin' Donuts in China is an acquired taste. All right, China. Cool. At least they openly admit it, It's an acquired taste, If you don't like corona or corona-affiliated diseases, get the hell out of there. Same thing with bats, man. Get the hell out of there if you don't like it. Well, you know what? That's probably why. Jesus. It's seaweed donuts. Oh, yeah. Why do we like seaweed donuts? That's a great idea. It's not a great idea. It was heavily sarcastic if nobody gets that. Oh. It made the list of 37 best breakfast foods for weight loss. All right, you might be desperate, but don't stoop to the levels of dried pork and seaweed donuts. You'll be all right. There are better, easier ways. Less corona-affiliated ways of losing weight. And also better just donuts. You don't want to ruin your name, donuts. Jeez. Bacon, macaroni, and cheese toasty. Was this in China? Oh, well, look, where can you get this? McDonald's, China. You know what? This one isn't as bad. All right. As for it makes up for not exactly overdoing for seaweed donuts. But it pulls some weight in the good direction. Because this does sound pretty fucking delicious. Of course, you look at a picture and you're just like, that looks like it sounds delicious, but that picture doesn't look like delicious. And it might actually be better. One of those things that's like actually better. Like, it's not really that picturesque, but you know that fucker just packs a punch because it's one of those, it puts in the work, it gives a good flavor, and it doesn't exactly have good presentation type of thing, of which I get. But as me and JT talked about over on the Long Cut interview, go back to one of the later episodes, presentation can almost be just about everything. And if they give that shit and present you and make you feel great, you're going to be great and you're going to like it. And I feel like I'm not going to like any of this just because it came from China, just like the seaweed donut. That's just stupid. Sorry. That's just yeah. Oh, you know what? People like what they like. Yeah. And people are stupid. Hey. Greek Mac. You know what? I actually thought this, see, look, even the people here agree with this. All right, here in the States, all too familiar with the two all beef patty special. Yeah, we all know the Great Big Mac. But on the Mediterranean of Cyprus and nearby Greece, because Greece is close, if you did not know. It's nearby. I like, you know what, you see, how was it playing? I haven't played it yet, but Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I'm sure it's pretty good. I'm usually a big fan of the games, but I go off into it, like, I like 3 and 4 really well. I bought Unity, which was okay, but it was kind of still meh. But that Odyssey looked great. That and your Spartan, which I thought was cool. Although you don't start as one, it's kind of, back and forth. But anyway. I'm not bad with Greek food. I don't mind some of that stuff. Goat cheese and stuff. The chicken, the way the lamb is made, it's not bad. And I like pita bread and I like gyros. So I only say gyro because I'm retarded and I can, and it makes it funny to say gyro. Sounds better than a hero. You need a gyro. A gyro, a Greek Mac gyro. That's probably what they use there. No, probably not. They probably just use it to make fun of Americans, which I guess is okay. But if you think big picture, like we're all human beings, gyros. And of course, they didn't come from 12 different guys. They came from McDonald's. McDonald's gyros. Serving it up. Ooh, instead of the traditional Big Mac, the McDonald's Cypress Shells has what's called a Greek Mac, a Big Mac and a pita, which sounds good, drizzled with tataki sauce. I'm looking at this. I know the picture's kind of like edited with like, you know, the HD versions of what you think it would look like. It looks good. I like gyros. Now, I'm not a big fan of like, you know, just like I'm not a big fan of mustard. So, you know, and I don't like tomatoes, but I like gyros in general. And I like this. Looks good. So, hey, you Greek fellas, hey, you doing good? You got A-OK approval from the United States if you care. If you don't, then, yeah. If not, hey, either way, man. Nice. Greek Mac. I just like that name. Look at that. Oh, right. Now, this one isn't as bad. For Hong Kong is not part of China. But this has got some kind of back and forth. Flying fish, roast salmon, cream cheese pizza. That's a long name. I like pizza. Cream cheese is, you know, like cheesecake, but it has to be done like cheesecake. Flying fish. I don't really drink fish or eat fishy fish. You know, or swimming fish. So I do not know. I would not eat walking fish. That's just talking fish. No. Okay, that's radiation. Walking, talking fish is radiation. Flying fish is something. Then it's bats. No, nah. I think you're fine. Hong Kong, you want you guys' damn fucking freedom? Well, we're gonna give you coronavirus. Probably what happened. Let's be honest with ourselves. What happened when people stopped talking about the Chinese, you know, the protesting? Flying fish, roast salmon, cream cheese pizza, my dude. Ah, in Hong Kong, Pizza Hut. Thank you, Pizza Hut, for being weird after being cool. We have the flying fish, roast salmon, cream cheese pizza. Entrepreneurs report the limited edition pizza pack featured with a crust filled with salmon-flavored cream cheese and fish eggs. Available 2 topping combinations. Crayfish. You ruined crayfish. Fuck you guys. It include crayfish, scallops, shrimp, clams, cherry tomatoes, pepper, red onions, Thousand Island dressing, perfect fish sauce. Not you ruined Thousand Island dressing. Thousand Island dressing is my all-time favorite dressing, by the way. Okay, it goes great on ribbons, and it's good as fry sauce on the West Coast. West Side. But eat my ass, because Thousand Island and fish lovers do not go hand in hand. Tartar sauce and fish lovers go hand in hand, and I hate tartar sauce, and I don't really like seafood. Although, if there's a hot chick and she also loves seafood, then hey, sushi me, sushi you. But I'm not speaking to a hot chick that likes sushi, so I can't exactly, you know, test that out. Either way, the chance of going hungry was very slim, because nobody ate this, and if you were really starving, you would have a nice flying fish, roast salmon, cream cheese pizza, and they would have a lot of them. That's what they put in the storage vault in the North Pole somewhere. That's got like all the seeds and stuff during, you know, when the worlds are at war and shit. And so we have all our apocalyptic stuff there. I don't know. I watched a documentary about it on the History Channel a while ago. Paneer Zinger. I have no idea what the fuck this is, but it looks good. It looks something that's like buffalo sauce, but like 10 times. Or can you get this? KFC India. Cool. KFC in India, customers can order what is known as a Paneer Zinger. Oh. Well, it's not 2 N's, it's a G, clearly. I read that with a G too, but I just said Zinger. Or maybe I said Zinger. I don't remember. I don't remember what I did 20 seconds ago. Obviously, it's why I'm pondering about Paneer Zinger versus Paneer Zinger. Oh, fresh cheese common in South America. Paneer is a fresh cheese common in South America. Or South Asia, actually, because it's India. And India isn't in South America, it's in South Asia. With a Paneer Zinger consisted of a crunchy double layer paneer patty loaded with a spicy creamy sauce and topped with lettuce on a sesame bun. While the Paneer Zinger seems to have been discontinued, KFC India still sells a veg zinger and a chicken zinger, somewhat similar in varieties that don't include cheese. Oh, well, it's probably because local cheeses or stuff like that are hard to be accountable for in terms of, you know, the cleanliness and whatever you do with them. because it costs a lot to put a cheese through all that so it can be legally safe to sell to people to eat. Now, if we were just a bunch of assholes, we wouldn't have to really worry about that, and we can just do it and be like, hey, you might get sick. This is fresh, local grown cheese. It's organic and stuff. So it's gonna be a little bit weird to your body system. Okay, it might be 20 minutes instead of 15 minutes on the pot. Your ass won't burn as much, but it'll be a little bit longer, and they'll probably describe to you how you're gonna feel like, just because they probably have to give some kind of speech like that, because I feel like that's the courtesy that you would give if you weren't really hearing about being sued and not putting it out there in the first place. But either way, we all get that because they just sue, so you're not going to really see too much of that anymore. Which, you know what, if you were sitting there and you ate something and all of a sudden it really messed up your stomach, and then now you feel like you can never eat McChickens again because of that, I feel like that's something worth suing. Get a couple million for emotional damages. It's easy to wash away your cheers eating at Longhorns because they have those napkins that are like not disposable, and they're very cool and they're delicious, and yeah. Makura Pan, also McDonald's India. Makura Pan. If you happen to find yourself in India and cheese isn't your thing, a lot of these are anti-cheese, by the way. Probably won't do there. And yeah, you go for those weird asthma massage thing, people, barbers. Which, hey, I don't find them weird. I think they're kind of cool. Although sometimes, it's also cool to see, like, if you do like tours and stuff like that, you get to see like what the life is like there, and it's not like it's life from a different angle. Because if you just look for that, you're just gonna get what the tourists say, and what the tourists want you to say is whatever the magazine wants you to say, which is whatever the nice big check with the letter from India wants you to say. So basically, it's gonna be like, oh, it's great, totally fine, come here, and they're gonna be like, well, there's a lot of people here because our country is one of the most populated countries in the world, so you're going to hear a lot of people, which is not something people factor in, especially when you go to tourist units, is the amount of people that are there, because there are 7 billion, almost 8 billion people out. 7 billion, almost 8 billion people in this world right now as we go, and well, there's a lot of people, and so at places that are highly, there's a lot of health nuts, and there's a lot of people that like nature, so there's going to be a lot of people in nature, which coincidentally, ironically, kind of just, destroys it, but it's back and forth however you want to do it. Rice porridge. Indonesia and Malaysia. Okay. It's chicken porridge topped with crispy fried shallots and scallions. Something for warm and comforting. That's cool. I've never had porridge, and I'm not sure what chicken porridge tastes like. And I'm not one, like I said, for seafood, but, scallots and shallots and scallions, of which, are moderately, mildly seafood. Mild. So that's not bad. I wouldn't try that. I would not try that at all. Totally. And it's in Indonesia and Malaysia, which are cool places. So, yeah. Nice. If you needed a reason to go to Indonesia, though, and if it's not because you didn't need to get rice porridge. BBBQ Frankfurter Pizza. There's a lot of B's in there. Barbecue Frankfurter Pizza. It sounds delicious. It's in Pizza Hut, Indonesia. Pizza Hut reminds himself again, okay? The Doritos crust in Australia. There we go, Pizza Hut. You did good. The weird shit in China. Pizza Hut, you failed us. Barbecue Frankfurter Pizza in Indonesia. We are A-okay. I like it. Calorie-rich dish features hot dogs nestled with pizza pie. Order at your own risk. Find yourself deciding between a pizza and a hot dog? Well, hey, you might have both of your prayers answered.